first getting more facts, getting the knowledge, being with a group that is working already in these issues. And
some of you are out there that don't know your neighbors, don't know what they're going through. The way that things work when it comes to material conditions and whatnot is that if they're affecting you, they're probably affecting the person who lives next to you and the person that lives next to them. And so that's a good way of getting, I agree with Roberto, educate yourself about the issues and then organize. And a good way of getting organized is by being vocal. We're taught, never talk about politics or religion. But these are the two things that affect us most and are most important to us and have the most impact on our daily lives. So be vocal, about your issues. Be vocal about what's affecting your family. Be vocal about what's affecting your neighborhood. And if somebody says something incorrect, challenge them. If you see somebody, some Trump supporter going door to door in your neighborhood, challenge them. Let them know that even if he did want to build a Great Wall of China on the southern border, he would need to use Mexicans to do it.
As a journalist, I was covering the event, and it was a picture of two Hispanics on his speech. This picture got viral around the world. There is so many comments about it, memes, and then I realized how powerful just one picture is. And it was a very innocent thing that I did because it's my job to document things. And I asked them for an interview. They denied me the opportunity to have an interview. And I said, can I take a picture of you two in this rally? And they said, no problem. Then the picture got viral and it went all around.
Church leaders, I'm talking on my way. As a church leaders, I think we all are, because we all creation of God in so many ways. But when we take actions through our lives in posting these events like today, I don't know how many of you checking in the church, I don't know how many say something in social media about that we were here in this event. And you create communication with that. You build bridges, to communicate and to open the door to more questions. Because sometimes we don't get answers, but we get more questions. Yeah. And that's a good way to start too. So if we post, I don't know if y'all did it, but if you didn't yet, I think it's a good time to take your phones and to check in and to make comments about it and to say something about this powerful documentary that Ellen did.
But to me, my interest through this has been through personal relationships. And so I would encourage any amount of organization, any amount of engagement that doesn't directly build a relationship with people who are directly affected by these systems, perhaps lacks some relationships where it's just one person connecting with another person. When their hearts break, our hearts break. I think that, to me, as Christians, that's the unique perspective that we should be fulfilling.
Lo que significa el Tratado de Libre Comercio es
removing protections from small farmers and small producers.
Remover las protecciones que tienen los agricultores pequeños y también los productores pequeños.
Free trade in Mexico, were there benefits? Yes.
Si hubo beneficios para México en el Tratado de Libre Comercio, sí los hubo.
Free trade created in the neighborhood of 10 billionaires.
Creó por lo menos un grupo de 10 millonarios en el vecindario.
But it also displaced 2 million small peasants.
Pero también generó el desplazamiento de 2 millones de personas.
So I guess whenever you come here, you don't really understand what's going on. You're disoriented. You're lost for a while. But when if you come here at a young age, you do really assimilate. You learn to fit in. You make friends. You grow up with these kids. You become a part of the society. And so I guess the biggest challenge comes really when you graduate and you realize that now you're no longer a student going to public school, having a lot of friends. You're an undocumented immigrant that is limited to find a job. You're an undocumented immigrant that is limited to on educational opportunities. And so that is a challenge really, that's when the challenge begins for most students that are undocumented in the US, is when they graduate. The hard part is trying to transfer to university just like everyone does. And that's something that I struggle with. I went to junior college from 2010 to 2012, and then I had to take 3 years off of school and try to find a way to go to a university. And that's the only way that I was able to do it. And that's not a story that only fits in for me. It's a lot of people have to do that, have to find ways, because the opportunities are not, we don't have the Social Security number to fill in a lot of those requirements for some financial aid and scholarships. And so we're limited, but it's not impossible.
Have any of you heard of the TOP organization, Texas Organizing Project? It actually works on these issues. And I'd like you to be more specific about what organizations you do recommend to work with, because it's, I haven't heard any specific organizations, and that would be real helpful.
Okay, yes.
I would like to recommend Pueblo Sin Fronteras as an organization Roberto Corona is part of. They do a lot of really great work. They focus on building awareness about the missing students from Ayotzinapa, and they also do a lot of journeys, trips to other places to help out down there. And so Pueblo Sin Fronteras is a place you can go. Also, I'm engaged locally in an organization called the North Dallas Tenants Union. It's an organization, it's a union for renters in apartment complexes. We just won a victory just last week. The management of an apartment complex in North Dallas agreed to halt all rent increases for everyone renewing their lease. So there's a lot of different things, and I'm sure everyone on the panel can give you a long list of organizations. TOP is good too. They've been very supportive of some initiatives and things like that taken by the people in the community. But there's, like Roberto said, chances are, find out what's important to you, educate yourself about the issues, but chances are there's a group already working on that, so go ahead and get involved the best way you can.
Looking for opportunities to help others, so we have the great example here. Anyone else want to take? Yeah?
I'll quickly add to that.
Okay, sure.
We are Hope for Peace and Justice. I mean, we do a lot of different things, but one of the things that we are very good at is taking specific cases of injustice and getting involved in those different cases on a case-by-case basis. And what I mean by that, what we're able to do is really get the media involved, get the rallies and that type of thing. But then again, on the other end, about last October, with a gentleman named Ramon,
Ramon Quesada, yeah.
And he was dying of cancer, and he was in the country undocumented. And we actually flew him back to his home in Mexico and participated with that. So, I think Cooper is right. There's a lot of different organizations that can do a lot of different things. And the good news is that a lot of us are very willing to work together to do different things. This is the second year we've done this panel. A lot of folks have come back for a second year, and I think that speaks to, again, if you will just look, that there's a lot of organizations out there. One more thing. I participated in a border immersion experience this summer with Borderlands out of Tucson, Arizona, and I would really encourage churches to get involved in that type of activity, because I think it's incredibly impactful for people to see what it looks like, what this whole area looks like. I mean, even to drive down through there and to have to go through the Border Patrol checkpoints over and over and over again, for somebody that's never had to do that, I mean, that's an incredibly disruptive